Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to uncork the secrets of a grape you think you know, but you probably don't. So get ready to rethink literally everything you thought you knew about Moscato.
So when you hear the word Moscato, what's the first thing that comes to mind? For a lot of us, it's just a simple, sugary drink, right? Well, if that's you, you're not alone. But you're also missing out on a way bigger story. Because this isn't some modern fad. We're talking about an ancient grape with a story that is surprisingly complex.
Okay, so here's what we're going to cover. We'll start with the ancient Moscato grape, then dive into its symphony of senses. We'll explore its many, many styles, not just one, take a quick global tour, and finally, we'll talk pairings and what the future holds.
First up, the ancient Moscato grape. Let's start this journey way back in time.
Yeah, this is no passing trend. Moscato is one of the oldest, and I mean oldest, grape families in the entire world. We're talking a journey that started more than 3,000 years ago, probably somewhere in the Eastern Mediterranean. Then, the Romans did their thing and spread it all across Europe. And now, it's grown pretty much everywhere, from Italy all the way to Australia. And get this, the name itself is a huge clue to its most powerful trait. Moscato probably comes from the Latin word for fly, muscum. And you might be asking, why a fly? Well, it's because that intensely sweet floral aroma we love, it's basically irresistible to insects too. Kinda cool, right?
So let's move on to a symphony of senses and talk more about that irresistible aroma and what it's like to actually taste.
Okay, the best way I can describe it is like a garden in a glass. Seriously, when you bring a glass of Moscato up to your nose, it's just this explosion of beautiful, beautiful fragrances.
So what are we smelling? Well, you've got these gorgeous white flowers. Think jasmine or orange blossom. Then comes this wave of citrus, like oranges and lemons. And of course, those juicy stone fruits, like peach and nectarine. A lot of the time, it's all wrapped up with a little drizzle of honey. It is just incredibly inviting.
But here's the real secret, the magic trick of a good Moscato. You taste that sweetness, right? But it's immediately balanced by this bright, refreshing acidity. That perfect balance is everything. It's why a good Moscato never feels heavy or syrupy. It's clean, it's crisp, and it makes you want another sip.
And that balance, that's the key that unlocks all the different styles. Which brings us to section 3, one grape, many styles. It's time to shatter that sweet wine stereotype once and for all.
Okay, let's break this down. Of course, there's the famous Moscato d'Asti. Sweet, lightly sparkling, super aromatic, we all know that one. But check this out, that exact same grape can be made into a totally dry, still wine with crisp acidity and floral notes. And then, on the complete other end of the spectrum, you can get these super rich, complex dessert wines with these concentrated flavors of dried fruit and honey. It's amazing. And it doesn't stop there. Winemakers are pushing the boundaries even further. There's a new trend of making dry, sparkling brut versions of Moscato. I mean, this just completely flips the script on what people think Moscato is. It's bringing in a whole new audience.
So, all this versatility has basically turned Moscato into a global superstar. Which leads us to section 4, Moscato's global tour. Let's see how the world expresses this one grape.
All right, let's start with the old world classics. In Italy, especially Piedmont, it's the king of celebration, right? Light, bubbly, fun. We're talking Asti Spumante. But then you just hop across the border into France, and they take the same grape and make these incredibly rich, elegant dessert wines. We're talking complex, concentrated flavors that can age for decades.
Now for the New World innovators. Down in Australia, they're creating these really modern, refreshing styles that are just bursting with citrus and tropical fruit notes. And then you've got places like Brazil, where the Serra Gaúcha region is getting known for these sweet, refreshing Moscatels that are, absolutely perfect for that tropical climate.
Okay, section 5, pairing and the future. So, with all these styles, how do you enjoy it? And what's coming next? Well, let me tell you, the answer for how to enjoy it is probably not what you think. Forget what you've heard. It is not just for dessert. I'm serious, forget the cake for a second. Try a slightly sweet Moscato with some spicy food, like Thai or Indian. The sweetness just perfectly cools down the heat. It's incredible. Or how about this? Pair it with something really salty, like a strong blue cheese, Gorgonzola, Roquefort. That sweet and salty contrast is a game changer. It's also fantastic with rich, savory things like a charcuterie board.
So looking to the future, what's next? Well, it's not all easy. There are challenges, for sure. Climate change is a big one. threatening that delicate sugar-acid balance we talked about. And, there's still the challenge of overcoming that old, simple, sweet wine stereotype. But there are also exciting trends. We're seeing a real move toward organic and sustainable farming, and winemakers are continuing to diversify into those dry and brut styles, which is attracting a whole new generation of drinkers.
This quote really says it all. Moscato is a wine that invites celebration. It is a democratic wine that pleases different palates and adapts to diverse moments. I love that. A democratic wine. It's joyful, it's approachable, and it really does have something for almost everyone.
So, as our tastes keep changing and the climate continues to shift, what is next for this ancient grape? The next time you see a bottle, I hope you'll remember there's more in there than just a simple sweet drink. There's thousands of years of history and an incredible range of possibilities, leaving us to wonder, what new chapter is it going to write next?